All right, there we go. I think everything's up. All right, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Father's Day, a very warm one across Atlanta. We're thinking of all the dads out there today. Hopefully you were able to give your dad a call or tell him Happy Father's Day and you love him. And we're thinking of all the father figures out there as well. Fun fact, my dad also works in TV news in Louisiana. So if you happen to be watching this live stream, Dad, Happy Father's Day. All right, so obviously the big story of the weekend has been the heat wave across Georgia, across metro Atlanta. It's a warm one out there. We hit temperatures in the 90s again today. And of course, that means that it's extra difficult for firefighters to fight some of these fires across Atlanta in these extremely hot temperatures. We do have some video from earlier today. This is video from a gas station, a Chevron gas station in DeKalb County, showing the aftermath of a fire there this afternoon. This was on Chamblee Tucker Road. I'm going to switch this over real fast just so we're all on the same page. There we go. Again, Chamblee Tucker Road in DeKalb County, we're told the driver parked, went into the gas station, and then came back out to find his car on fire. Luckily, fire crews were able to put this out quickly. We know the gas pump was damaged, but thankfully no one was hurt. Then just a little bit down the road, we have some video from a house fire. Cue that one up here. There we go. This happened just a few miles away from that gas station fire. This was also in DeKalb County. Crews responded to a house there around 3 p.m. You can see that massive response. We know there were about 30 DeKalb County firefighters that showed up, 7 fire engines at this house as well. Again, these hot and humid conditions affected firefighters with all their heavy gear. That gear is usually about 50 pounds. 3 extra fire engines were called in, and another truck were added into that rotation to keep everyone cool and as hydrated as possible. We spoke to that homeowner out on the scene. He was barbecuing in his backyard before his house caught on fire. He also had a tree fall on his house earlier this week, so he says he's got a lot to clean up there, as you can imagine. All right, and then another big story that we've been following this weekend. Early this morning, there was a homicide in Marietta at an apartment complex where friends, co-workers of a woman found her dead after she failed to show up to work. Here's some video of that incident. This is again in Marietta at the Lakeside Town Center apartment complex on Williams Drive. Police tell us the friends told police, those coworkers, that the door was unlocked when they showed up to her apartment this morning, and they saw that woman on the floor with visible cuts. Marietta police believe that woman was attacked inside her apartment overnight. Anyone with information is asked to call Atlanta Crime Stoppers, and just in the last 20 minutes or so, Marietta police did send us an update releasing that victim's name. They say it's 42-year-old Samantha Woolery. Again, that's 42-year-old Samantha Woolery. This happened in Marietta. They do say they have identified a suspect. They have not released that suspect's name yet as they are working to find this person. They included in that update from Marietta police that the victim and the suspect do know each other, but they did not go any further as to explain their relationship. So again, that's a story that we are keeping an eye on for you here on Atlanta News First. If we receive any more updates, you'll get those on atlantanewsfirst.com as soon as possible. And then we have shows tonight on Atlanta News First 11 and on Peachtree TV at 10. All right, so now we're going to take a live look here out on Lake Lanier. I believe that's where this is. Hopefully Cutter can correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks nice and cool out there on the water. A bit jealous that we aren't out there this afternoon, or this evening rather. It's past 8 o'clock. Time flies when you're having fun. All right, Cutter's going to step in here and give you guys the forecast for the rest of the weekend and into next week. Cutter?
Yeah, you are indeed correct. That is Lake Lanier. It was packed today. Still this evening. A lot of folks still out on the water, and rightfully so. Good place to beat the heat, as we've been talking about just about all weekend. Again, nice stuff in the First Alert forecasts. Again, thank you for tuning in. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here with the check of your First Alert forecast. Reminder, if you have any questions, comments, concerns for Chelsea or myself, give us a holler on YouTube. We're streaming right now at atlantanewsfirst.com, as well as at Atlanta News First on YouTube, and that's where we're going to be watching that live stream. Wesley Millsap checking in, saying hello to Chelsea. Hello to you, Wesley, if you're still in tune with us watching the First Alert forecast. Thank you for tuning in and for watching. I'm going to go ahead and shift gears, talk weather now, and we do kind of have two things going on this evening, and that is the fact that we're dealing with warm temperatures, so a little bit more comfortable outside than it was earlier today. And we do have showers and a couple of thunderstorms still roaming in North Georgia and metro Atlanta. And right now we're going to take a look at where it's raining. I-75 northwest side, Bartow County, then a little thundery. New downpour, northwestern Cherokee County. This is heading towards Ranger and Calhoun, again moving away from the city of Canton. So if you're in Canton, maybe hearing a little bit of thunder, that is not headed your direction. Good news. Downpour, though, is moving off to the north and to the west. Already raining in Calhoun, but kind of an uptick in the rain, heavier rain on the way within the next 15 to 30 minutes into the Audubon community by 8:54, 9:14 into Sugar Valley. Rome over in Floyd County, if you're grilling in central Floyd County, a little bit of rain right now. This is moving north and west towards Chattooga County, about to cross the county line near kind of maybe just to the south and east of Lyerly within the next 30 minutes or so. Additional showers and thunderstorms have really soaked portions of White and Union counties this afternoon. Slow-moving downpours up in the mountains in particular, dropping 3 to 4 inches of rain in very isolated spots. Not everyone seeing the rain, but 3 to 4 inches of rain in a couple of spots. Wesley Millsap coming back, hello to you. Thank you for watching, for tuning in. And a reminder, if you're just now checking in, you can ask your weather questions, get clarification on the forecast by commenting on YouTube. Atlanta News First is the account to like and to stream, and the account that we can converse on. Again, it has been hot this afternoon, gradually getting just a little bit cooler as we get into the evening hours. If you're wondering if it's going to rain inside I-285, maybe late grilling with Dad. Time now 8:09. Still pretty light outside. Decently into the evening, lower sun angle, but it's not dark yet. Plenty of time to still enjoy the outdoors. In fact, better to get outside now versus what we were dealing with earlier today. And the good news, inside the perimeter, we're dry. Now, like yesterday evening, we still could see a handful of showers and thunderstorms, small number, but what does develop could be very loud, produce some brief heavy rain, develop this evening even after sunset. So that chance is there, but not forecasting a washout by any means of the imagination this evening. And we're trending not only a little drier as we get into the work week, we're going to drop that chance of isolated downpours, but also just a wee bit cooler, a skosh of improvement, we'll say, in the forecast as we get into the work week. Rain chances, again, dropping by midnight or so, similar to last night. Out the door tomorrow morning, it will be mild. Temperatures in the mid-70s, about where we woke up this morning. Exception will be our higher elevation, our mountain communities, 69 in Helen, 68 Ellijay. If you live in Gilmer County, Dahlonega area, Lumpkin County, over into Clayton, Rabun County, Clay County, North Carolina. Highest elevations mid to upper 60s, rest of us 70s out the door in the morning. So kind of a mild, somewhat warm start. And for the dads, the moms, everyone else heading back to work tomorrow, weather's not going to be too bad. Again, 70s, mild. You want the AC even out the door in the morning, but conditions not bad tomorrow morning. Partly cloudy. We're going to wake up to some sunshine, few clouds. Maybe in the river valleys there could be a little bit of patchy fog, but not a huge deal. No issues for the morning commute. We're going to give you a green light for that drive in tomorrow. Not expecting too many issues. And while tomorrow morning will be just as stuffy as it has been the past couple of days, past couple of mornings, tomorrow afternoon will not be quite as hot. Hour by hour forecast for your Monday. 86 degrees at noon. This afternoon we were closer to 90. Yesterday afternoon we were close to 90, 92. Yesterday afternoon at noon. So gradual decline in our temperature. Yesterday we were 97. Today about 96. In fact, I can pull up the latest climate data just coming in, really. We get the official word from the National Weather Service as to what we peaked at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Still in the lower 90s out there, so it's still warm. High temperature is 96, technically a degree cooler than yesterday, though feeling about the same. And what makes the difference here is that humidity is just a little bit elevated this evening, so you may be feeling it just a little bit more. Dew points mid-60s. Actual air temperature is 91. Officially, that's an update here within the past 5 minutes at Atlanta, but it feels like 93, so feeling 2 to 5 degrees warmer than what the thermometer reads. And that'll continue through the evening. I don't think quite as humid tomorrow, but some humidity in the forecast. Isolated storm chance in the afternoon. High temperatures tomorrow, again peaking in the lower 90s. So if we were 96 today, little 3-degree drop tomorrow. Staying in the 80s up in Ellijay, up in Helen. Gainesville 89 up on Lake Lanier. So not too bad. As we get into LaGrange, 92, Eatonton 93, Rome, the hot spot, Floyd County, northwest side, going to be hotter, low to mid-90s still, maybe 94, 95 in a couple of spots in Rome, for example. Now, again, tomorrow is going to be mostly dry. Just an isolated chance of showers and thunderstorms in the first alert forecast. That is good news. Let's walk you through what radar may look like tomorrow. Again, this is what a computer thinks radar and satellite will look like. Radar being what it's forecasting for rain, satellite being what it's forecasting for clouds, and hour by hour this evening, the isolated downpours, they're there till maybe midnight, 1 a.m., then they're gone. I think maybe a little bit more cloud cover, but lots of sunshine tomorrow morning, maybe some more clouds bubbling up through the afternoon. This forecast model might be overdoing the amount of gray, the amount of clouds, but definitely clouds around tomorrow. Partly to mostly cloudy, we'll call it, maybe a few more than what we had today. Here we are at 3 p.m. Temperatures lower 90s around the metro, point south. And we're seeing these isolated showers and thunderstorms develop. Not much, probably a few fewer than today, but still not completely dry for your Monday, but not a huge issue. Not too worried about any shenanigans, weather-wise, storm-wise, coming up tomorrow. Just that typical summertime chance of a couple of downpours here and there, thunder, lightning, heavy rain, then they move on by. Shifting gears, talking tropics with you. Area of storminess in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico already feeding quite a bit of tropical moisture into the central Gulf Coast. Heavy rain, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. That system has a 70% chance now of organizing, becoming the first tropical depression or tropical storm of the year. First name on the list is Alberto, and this will become a huge rainmaker. Already is for Central America as this large, massive storminess shifts out of Central America into the Western Caribbean, Yucatan Peninsula, and the Gulf of Mexico. And as it sits over the warm Gulf waters, wind shear just light enough, it could see some organization, area of low pressure kind of spinning up with that persistent storminess. That'll track generally west and northwestward, Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, heavy rain and a flood threat. That's a big impact, whether this gets a name or not. Now, smaller scale system, we talked about this at 4:30 if you watch that stream, but we do have a stalled front sitting over the southwestern Atlantic, basically what contributed to some of the really torrential rain and all that flood video we saw coming out of Florida. We have an area of low pressure, kind of a little extra little dip in the pressure right along that front is going to detach from that trough or that front. I know I'm throwing around a lot of terms here. Again, if you have any questions, you can ask for that clarification on YouTube. Atlanta News First is the account that we are streaming on right now. It's going to detach from the front. Front gets out of here, it moves on, but that area of low pressure, little area of storminess with high pressure to the north, will be steered roughly back to the west and potentially to the northwest, perhaps skirting the southeast coast, maybe more of a direct impact to the southeast coast, possibly even as far south into South Florida via the Bahamas and through the Florida Keys. So a couple different possibilities as to where this goes. However, this is going to be battling some wind shear. It's going to be battling dry air, and it's going to be moving pretty quickly. It needs a lot of time over really warm water to really get its act together, and it just isn't going to have that much time, 2 to 3 days max, as it quickly moves off to the west and northwest, though likely to remain even if it does develop and get a name, second name on the list is Beryl, it will remain pretty small in size. Again, wind speed, pressure, whatever, regardless, small in size, opposite of the system in the southwestern Gulf that's going to have a massive shield of rain associated with it. And this could bring an increase in moisture to the southeast, Florida Peninsula, perhaps the Georgia, South Carolina coastlines, maybe even some of our inland areas, at least a little boost in rain chances. But aside from that, not much more to elaborate on right now. Just something we're keeping an eye on. I don't think it's a significant impact to our local forecast as it looks right now, but worth some attention as we get into late week and this coming weekend. And we, of course, will be keeping you updated right here at Atlanta News First and through the work week on the First Alert weather app. So as we go through the middle of the week, ahead of that little spin out in the southwestern Atlantic, temperatures trending a little cooler. With any luck, Juneteenth afternoon, it's one where many do get outside and remember the day and gather together, a very outdoor forward sort of holiday, and it could be just a little bit cooler. 89 degrees Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, back up to 90, first official day of summer. Of course, meteorological summer began back on June 1st. That's really when meteorologists look at the calendar, look at weather patterns. They're like, okay, summer pattern now. But astronomically speaking, summer officially begins Thursday. First full day of summer heading into Friday, 92. Right now, we're getting heat temperatures back up. Again, high pressure still roughly in control of our forecast and kind of scooting on its periphery is that little area of low pressure in the southwestern Atlantic, and we'll be eyeing that. Could see a slight boost in our chance of showers and a couple of thunderstorms as we get into the forecast period next weekend. Again, we're going to be keeping you updated right here at AtlantaNewsFirst.com as well, and in the First Alert weather app. About to record a video with this work week's forecast and more on that system in the southwestern Atlantic. We'll be keeping you updated in the app through the week and on TV. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Get out, maybe on Lake Lanier. Gorgeous view. We'll leave you with that. Busy dock, busy marina. Folks getting outside, having a happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you, all the dads watching out there. Hopefully you have a wonderful evening. Stay cool this week, and we'll keep you updated.